Hello everybody and welcome back to another episode of Blade Chimera. In the last one, we went down into the underground lab, found the doctor, she gave us an aromatic pendant to upgrade our access card and told us to come over here. I already have this mapped and done because I accidentally warped back down and saved over it. You guys are automatically saved, so when you want to drop down into the water there, because down towards the bottom, oh hang on here. About down towards the very bottom here, there is an HP up which will help you for this boss. So you go over here, take the elevator. To the right there's going to be $300. You go up the top here first. You're going to activate the crane hitting up here on the computer, which will raise that crane below us up. So you could run across over to there, but something's going to happen once we jump on the crane and get to the middle. You start to make your way over, and the crane becomes unattached and falls into the water and triggers the boss fight. Alright, so you just want to kind of dodge roll through its attacks and lasers. When the screen shifts down to a lower angle like this, they're going to hit it and try to knock you into the water and against one of the crabs. So you want to jump right as they're about to hit, and then keep moving in the opposite direction that it's tilted to avoid hitting them. And when it does that, where it shoots the... frickin' let me jump. When it does that, it's going to place the crabs in the next turn. It's going to do that when he places the bubbles that shoot the lasers up atop in the arc. Okay, so when it does this, you want to get up close and squat down. Just keep shooting. If you can get close enough, you can just so right here, once you get down to this point, it's going to harden, and you'll see that there is an activation for the hook there. What you want to do is you want to hit that, screw you, when they're going to jump. But only when they're going to jump over. And there's no point trying to hit them before that point. I missed it. Because while they have this shell on, you're not going to be able to hit them. Oh, you just want to dodge roll out of that, by the way. Dodge roll past those. So after this one where it spits up the bubbles, it's probably going to do that. Yep. So then it'll get hooked on it and go into the second phase where it has a bit of a harder point where it shoots out a lot of little fishes. And they're hard to avoid taking damage from. Darn it, frickin' animation lock. Just jump over those waves and keep hitting her. At this point, you want to hit her with your sword until that goes away. Alright, I'm getting tired of this. And there is our second boss down. Oh, if I were to get killed by that right as she died, I would have been upset. And there's the swimmer that became that demon. Please help. Yet again, another spirit. That comes back after we take out the Titanic demon. So for those that aren't aware what I did there, there is an interactable time rift that shows up on the crate there to lift it back up. So you hit Y to send her Lux into the crane, and then you hit up or down to lift it. You're going to hit up to carry it all the way back up to get over here. And then once you jump over to the platform, you're safe to let it go. Alright, I definitely want to save after getting that done first. Also heal. And then we'll run over here to where we needed to be that was marked on the map. Huh? Is this paint? I've located the terminal. Great, now insert the pendant I gave you into the serial port. The pendant will act as the security token. Okay, what next? Next, hold the key card up to the card reader. It'll ask you for a password. It's Jenny. Jenny? It's my old pet dog's name. Done and done. Once the card is overwritten, the device should make a sound. Keycard clearance overwritten to level 2. And that opens all the doors to drain out the water. I see the water level dropping. Thank you so much. You really saved me there. To be honest, I was starting to get a little worried. Well, don't get too comfortable. There might be demons nearby. I'll let HQ know that you're safe. Thanks again. Satomi, I managed to get rid of the flood. Professor Irina is safe. That's great news. Another thing. The control room was vandalized with some sort of paint. This paint was likely the reason behind the laboratory's draining problems. Paint? Oh dear, it's the Peacemakers, it must be. They haven't been active for such a long time, I'd assumed they'd given up. Peacemakers? They're a radical terrorist group strictly opposed to killing demons and therefore against the Holy Union. In any case, I'll send some other Venators to retrieve the professor. Return to HQ ASAP. And so now we can head back. And you're just safe to drop down. Now you can still get this after the boss fight, but it's going to be right down around here in one of those blue vials that's an HP up. And I keep forgetting about that. Let me change that before I do that again. There we go. Ugh. That was a bad move on my part. So each enemy does drop an item. Now really, if we wanted to, what I can do is, because we have warp unlocked, I can just warp back. There are only a few Titanic demons left in the world, I hear. Well done, though I expect nothing less from a Venator of my own choosing. Thank you very much, Lord Battle. I hear you even discovered a case of vandalism in the underground lab. Is this true? Yes, the group known as the Peacemakers seem to be the likely culprits. Who are they exactly, our priest? Oh, an awful band of insolent radicals bent on protecting demons. They believe that I, by extension, the Holy Union, am evil. Yet they turn a blind eye to the sins of their own living city. The result, human trafficking, prostitution, drugs. There is no place for such hedonism in this world, nor is there any room for those who promote it. Which is why the Holy Union is trying to take them down. We have exhausted many resources in eradicating them, yes. Yet still their secret hideout eludes us. They have been quite the thorn in our side, as you can tell. Who's there? Hey Sharon, are you at HQ right now? Oh Hanzo, it's you, I just got back. Could you head to the men's room? Don't tell anyone. There's something I want to talk about in private. Okay, I'll be in there. Now I do believe we already have a couple of puzzle pieces that are in here. On my other file I have completed all of the side missions that give them and found all of the missing ones. Gurus, I can't believe people still drink alcohol in this day and age. So now we'll probably do, well yeah, we're going to do X's first challenge here because that is down in the underground lab. And then we'll do the elusive Yamanba. Okay, so this is telling us to come up here, and this is going to be the men's room. So Hanzo, what's this about? No one saw you come here, right? You're alone? I didn't tell anyone. So I've been looking into how demons started appearing in our world. I mean, think about it. Isn't it weird that in all of humanity's history, we only started turning into demons recently? Just 30 years ago, it doesn't make sense. Sure, the Holy Union says it's God's wrath, or our sinfulness manifest, or whatever. But you could just as easily say that about the world before the Demon War, right? Okay, go on. So I did some digging and found out the first demon sighting was at a hospital in Cosmotown. But to enter Cosmotown, I need a Vicar's approval first. That's where you come in. So what do you say? Can I go investigate Cosmotown? Alright, I'll let Satomi know. I can't pass up the opportunity to find out what happened to me 30 years ago either. You're the best, Shin. I'll report back as soon as I find anything. Then we have another dialogue with them we can have. Now that I think about it, you've only been a Venator for 2 months. Why are you so obsessed with this investigation of yours? Do you believe everything that the Holy Union says, Shin? Even though we know that some demons can be as smart as us and can even talk. That it's okay to kill anyone who is accused of being a demon? We're Venators, we risk our lives to protect people. But what if we're not actually protecting anyone? What if we're actually killing them? You're a good kid, Hanzo, you know how to think for yourself. But if I were you, I wouldn't say that kind of stuff in front of anyone else. Most members of the Union don't mind breaking a few eggs to keep the peace. You need to be smarter than this. Don't worry, you're the only person I can be honest with anyway. So we'll do the first challenge before we actually take on Yamanba. Well then, rescuing Professor Irina, Shin. I hate to keep doing this to you, but I have your next mission. Demons caused a localized blackout during one of their raids. Lots of problems because of that, most importantly of which the train to the living city has shut down. Do you know why? Sure do, apparently malfunctioned with the Castle Deck's power distributor. You have to go restart the computer in the Castle Deck's electrical room, Shin. Of course, on it. But before I go, I have a favor to ask you too. I gave Hanzo permission to investigate Cosmotown. Add him to the entry list, will you? And scrub the details. I see, I suppose I can't deny Vicar's request. You can leave it to me. If wit is what you dared to boast, solve the riddle within my post, X. And that is the first message you give him. And as I said, as you can see, it's right down here. Alright, I gotta exit here first, my bad. It is right down there in a section of the underground lab that we couldn't get to otherwise before. Okay, so although we have the plasma rifle, the atomizer is actually a bit of a stronger rifle, so when we can get that, that's what I'm going to be grabbing here. Because you can just get more shurikens, I'm going to just sell that. Alright, do we have enough now? Yes. So now we're going to equip that as it's a little bit stronger, and it'll definitely help us a bit more than the other rifle does. After going through all that dialogue and getting the weapon, we're going to save there. And now we can come down here. So, right by here where the boss was, well, that is where it shows it, but I'm guessing it's going to be down here. So as you remember, down here we had a level 2 door that we couldn't gain access to until we got to that computer. Well, now that we have it upgraded to drain the lab, we can come in here. And as you can see up above from where we're swimming right now is where the location for the riddle is. Like I said, it was down here in the underground lab. But it was in an area you can't access till after finishing it. There's a message here. This is X. Hidden in Central Park Serene is one of my secret posters, green. On it will show a 4-digit code. Enter it into this screen. Move as a snake on the ground does slither. Then you will find the poster hidden thither. So this is where we're going to put it in. So that says it's in Central Park, which it marks off this area for you nicely. So we're looking for a green poster down here. And you don't have to examine it. The code is going to be right on it in plain sight without having to look at it in that fashion. Not going to be there as far as I remember. Alright, it's got to be up here then. Let's just take these blue Onis, or the Awa Onis, and the Norikabe out fairly quickly. And that's the entrance to the lab, so it's not there. Better find this quick, because I need to take care of something that cannot wait for too long. Alright, we'll equip that now, I forgot about it. I don't think we checked over this way. the 32 door. We can open the 15 one now. Alright, there it is. Okay, so you can actually pull it up, and it does show you it easier that way. So the code is 6136. So now you're going to come back here. You can't obviously warp right into that room. Swim all the way back up to here, and now the one on the right that looks like it's got a code you input into it is the one you use. So 6136, enter. And now it's done. Now we actually have a bunch more. But first, let's deal with this one. So it's right here in the park. Like we had right here in Phoenix Park where we had before for the first actual section of the game. So right here, this is our objective for the elusive Mama. You talk to this person. Oh my, it's so rare to have a visitor in these parts. You must be tired from your journey. Come now, rest your weary head. No, you need your rest into bed with you. I do feel a little tired, maybe just for a little while. You can see that we're sharpening a knife and turn into it even. And there is the elusive Yamanba. And it gives us another puzzle piece. So that pretty much completes all of our missions from the first one. So right here where you would have to so right here where you have these elevators and a couple of Hokages or whatever the heck they were called, Hirodamas. The room right up here to the right, here and I'll show that, is where we were for fighting him. So if you didn't have warp when you didn't jump in here, it's this little alcove here is where that was. Okay, there's an ill-mannered journalist out there spreading lies about the whole Union. Alright, and this guy is over here. Ah, you're right here. You must be the journalist from the newspaper. You're quite outspoken against the Union in your writing. That's me, alright? Come to silence me, have you? No, that's not why I'm here. We just can't have you spreading misinformation, that's all. Misinformation? I write only what I see with my own eyes. I am a Holy Union certified journalist. I'm not a liar, and I'm not breaking any laws either. A Venator like you has no right to tell me what I can and can't write. not when it's the truth. There used to be freedom of the press in this country, at least far more than now. Now you need to be certified to work as a journalist, can't print a word unless the union says so. And when any member of the public dares to speak out against them, they're charged with treason. At this rate, there will be no one left to stop the union from rotting from the inside out. Don't you see, or is this corrupt system exactly what you want for this country? You're not suggesting that the whole union is corrupt, are you? Suggest might not be a strong enough word, I just need a bit more evidence. And someone shot him from behind dead already. And of course it's Kagero. Kagero, what have you done? You shot him, why? There were reports of a demon lurking about. I assumed he was the demon in question. Unfortunately, it appears I was mistaken. What a shame, wrong place at the wrong time. You murdering son of a... murderer? A Venator shall be pardoned from all collateral damage, including the death of civilians, caused in the line of duty. But you of all people should know our sacred laws, right, Sir Vicar? Or are you insinuating that the laws decreed by the Holy Union are unjust? Perhaps you should take up journalism as well. We all know where that would get you. Again, another issue with Kagero there. Alright, so... 10 demons, that's going to be pretty easy. Let's go up into the castle for that. We don't need to do that just yet for this. We can easily head out this way and take out some of the quicker ones for this job. Oops, I forgot to put the atomizer back on. I'm pretty sure you can take that stupid little alert thing down hitting it somehow. I just don't remember how you hit it. Alright, there's that one. We only got a couple more minutes. Ten red demons. Those are the Sumo Tengu, I think. So this will be the last one we do before we end off this video. And then when we come back, we'll do a couple more side quests, and then head up into the castle. Okay, Sumo Tengus, there's one. 2, 3, 4, 5, 'Alright, let's just go back, reverse now, and take off the same 5 again. Otherwise, it's going to take us way too long to search for another 5 outside of this area. Just for the sole reason that I don't remember exactly where the other Sumo Tengu are. Alright, there we go. Oop, I didn't even realize he was there. Okay. So head back to the save. Pet Patrol is a bit of a longer one. That's why I skipped over that one for now. The World's Best Kushikatsu is one of the items in the game. If you're going for 100% completion, you have to do this quest, as it's one of 2 items that are linked to only showing up after a quest has been done. And there is the second challenge, but we probably can't do that until the castle has been finished. So with that said, everybody, we're going to end this here. In the next one, like I said, do some more side quests and then probably head up into the castle and explore the next section of the game. I think something interesting does happen there. Grab some more pieces. There is something we haven't looked at, and that's because in the Let's Play, I am going to show these things a little later on, closer to the end. So until then, everybody, catch you later. Remember to subscribe, like, and leave a comment if you wish. If you would like to watch us play live, I am Misaki2186 over on twitch.tv, and I shall catch you all later.